What happened to men today? Great question. What started out as a good thing, encouraging men to respect women, has swung way too far in the opposite direction. Now, a lot of men are terrified of women, so they wait for perfect conditions before making a move. But courage doesn't exist without risk, and women can't respect men who don't risk anything. So as a man, if you want to be seen as confident, you've got to be willing to look stupid, to get rejected, to be misunderstood. So start by taking small risks. Approach women when you're out and about. Initiate plans with them. You'd be surprised how fast it'll work, because women nowadays, they're not turned off by that kind of effort. They're starving.
How am I supposed to sit?
What you mean?
Where am I gonna sit?
Get your ass in the back.
Tell your mother to go in the back.
What you mean by telling my mother to go in the back? Give me your back for one time? Yo, stop it, baby. Go in the back. Let's go.
Tell her to go in the back.
Babe.
Tell her to go in the back, babe. I'm not going. Tell her to go in the back.
Tell her who to go in the back?
Your mom.
Where we going?
Gotta go pick my mom up because she about to come with us. Ashley, you think you can get in the back seat?
Okay. For your mom?
Yeah, she want to come with us to church. Baby, wait. You not mad that I told you to sit in the back seat?
Why would I get mad at that? Why would I get mad for that?
Most girls prefer to sit in the front, you know, because you're my wife. And
That is your mom. I'm not gonna argue about your mom sitting in the front. I
you're
don't
my wife, and my wife should comes first, right?
No, it's not about who comes first. It's respect.
High body count has been shown to lead to long-term relationship dissatisfaction in women. This leads to a higher divorce rate. It's that simple. Is it that simple? The statistic you're referencing says that women who have a low to no body count by the time they get married have a lower divorce rate. And you think that means they're more satisfied in their marriages. You know the primary group of people who has no body count by the time they get married? Religious people. You know who also frown upon divorce? Religious people. There's a lot of factors at play here, like being pressured into saving yourself and then being pressured into staying. And on the other side of that statistic, if you've been with more people, you're more likely to get divorced. And to you, that's a bad thing. But to me, that means there's less unhappy people stuck in shitty marriages, which seems like a good thing. Having more relationship experience can often make you more confident and can fill you with the courage to leave a relationship if you need to. On the other side of that, if you shame people or pressure them into being inexperienced, then they're likely going to not have the courage or the confidence to leave a relationship that they probably should. And really, I think if you're a man who's trying to shame women for having experiences and indulging in life, then that says a lot more about you than it does about women.
Yes.
Where you from?
Persian.
You Persian. And how long you been in California?
Just a year.
Being in LA only for 1 year, how has the dating scene been for you?
Oh, it's not good.
It's not good? Why? What's wrong? What is the problem with the dating scene?
They don't want to date.
Who doesn't want to date?
The guys.
You wanted a 32-year-old who's making $200K.
Sure.
What do you think the median income is for the age that you specified? For a 32-year-old?
Like 70 maybe? 65, 70? Is it lower?
48,000.
Wow. I would say probably, like 70K maybe.
It's actually $49,000.
Wow. Between 65 and 70 for a 30-year-old?
It's actually 45.
Oh, okay.
And you were the most realistic one so far. For a 26-year-old, what do you think the median income is?
I'm pretty sure it's closer to like 60,000.
It is $38,000
Oh, wow.
to a 33-year-old.
I would like to say around 100K, maybe 80K. I'm not exactly sure.
It is a whopping $49,000.
Oh. Oops. My brain was somewhere.
I have a question. If I do 10 jumping jacks, can I get your number?
Oh my god. Wow. I'm okay, thank you.
You're okay? Why? What's the problem?
I'm at work.
Oh, you're at work? Oh, it's okay.
Well, they're starved for attention because they messed themselves up. They did that. They're starving for attention because they decided to tell a man that they didn't need a man. They decided to tell a man that your job could be done by anybody. You're nobody. You're useless. We don't need you. So the attention's not coming. And when they ask for the attention that they said that they didn't want, they're stunned that men have decided to leave them alone. They expect a man to say, "Oh, I forgive you for talking reckless. I forgive you for saying all the things that you did. Not only did you say, don't come up and approach me, you told me why I didn't need to approach. You said that I was ugly, medium ugly, and all those other things. You expected me to forget all of that and to still come and approach you. Why? Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. And then you start talking about the risk. Oh, it's just a small risk. Take a small risk here. Take a small risk there. No. Why should I? It makes no sense. It doesn't end up being a small risk. With all the things that come along with it, you have to understand that men calculate things. They calculate what it might be. That's why they ask you for your body count. Because they're calculating what you might do. It's a valid question. Even though you probably don't like it. Even though that you might think it's distasteful. They're asking you, based on these situations, what have you done with your body? How have you been thinking? Why did you think that way? And y'all don't like that. So men have just decided, because y'all get to the point to where y'all just do anything and say anything, and you just want me to just go out and approach based on the way you feel. Oh, well, we know that we said that you're not lonely enough. We know that we said that, we choose the bear. But we want you to forget all of that. Just throw caution to the wind. Just forget all of your risk management and come approach us. No, that's not how that works.
I explained to my parents that no one is hiring anymore. The job market is not like it was when they got out of college. A degree does not mean you can get a job now. I cannot even tell you how many jobs I have been applying for. And I'm a real estate agent, so they're not paying me a salary. I still can't get hired. Tried everything, and then my friend showed me this hack that saves so much time.
And just swipe. Apply, apply, apply.
There's a report saying that women have been leaving the workforce at a higher rate than ever before this year. But it's not all by choice, though. After DEI was overturned or whatever in this regime, women started losing higher ranking positions. So it just goes to show that some of these companies were doing it just because of that, maybe, or whatever. But it's funny that they are doing this, because I just made a post like a few months ago, maybe a couple months ago, where I was talking about this person I know. They work for a really, really big company, and it's like everybody in that business, they're all making six figures that work there, right? Like in the area that they're at, and the people above them are making that. And it's a whole ton of guys in this field. However, there was women leadership, and the guys all had a conversation about, oh, what do you think about these new bosses? Like these women that are leading the company. And I was afraid to hear what they were going to say, but they were all pretty much like, dude, they're dope. I love it. Like, they're so on top of things. They're quick to answer emails, like blah, blah, blah. Like, they're doing great or whatever. But two of these women in high leadership roles in that company they did a reorg or whatever, and they were pushed out of their positions. And now men are going into these positions. And I was thinking, like, holy shit, like, they're saying they're not fired because they could still work for the company, but they just want them to get demoted or go to somewhere else. And then the thing is the position is still there, I guess, because now there's going to be men taking over the position. And it's just like, that's so interesting how that's starting to happen. So it's just like, obviously across the nation, there's going to be a lot of reasons. You know, everything costs more. If anybody has families, it's going to be harder to afford like childcare to go to work. There's a lot of things that are happening, but it's very scary to think what this is going to be looking like if it continues to go this route. It's never, though, that women weren't qualified for these positions and then they were let go because they weren't qualified. It was just, I guess, to fit some type of thing. Like, if you don't have to do something, people won't do it sometimes, right? Like, if you didn't have to, you know, like, tip your server, right? If it wasn't like a common thing in the US, then you wouldn't do it, right? It's just like, but it's just like what's expected of you or whatever to do the right thing when that's like the vibe or whatever. But it's just like, yeah. So it's interesting to see what's going to be happening.
If companies can pay women less, why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not
angry.
angry.
Your voice.
I'm hearing my voice and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look. And that's another reason why we need feminism. And now I'm done. And thank you so much.
Let me tell you what is pissing me off in recruiting and hiring right now. I have about 1 million examples here, so if you want this to be a series, let me know, because there is no shortage of material. But in the last 2 business days, I have been told multiple times that a candidate was overqualified, and that's why a hiring manager didn't want to move forward with them. I'm just gonna unveil the wizard here. Being overqualified is a bullshit reason not to move forward with someone. There are 2 reasons why hiring managers claim they don't want to move forward with someone because they're overqualified. And it's 1, because they think that they won't stay in the job very often or won't stay in the job very long, maybe because they have choppy job history and they just say they're overqualified. But more than likely, it's because they think they're too old. Both of those are bullshit reasons. You should want to hire someone who is better than what you asked for. If you go in to buy a product with a certain budget and they say, hey, we don't have that product, but we actually have a better product that is still in your budget, wouldn't you buy it and consider yourself lucky? With the way the economy is going right now and the way that in reality the job market is going, being overqualified cannot be a disqualifier when you are trying to hire. Again, I have a lot of examples here, so if y'all want more, you just let me know and I will sing like a bird.
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. If you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce only to say these are going to be the rules. If you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? The benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm just not hiring one. Give me
I don't particularly like to hire women.
Why?
No, you didn't let me finish the sentence.
She's ready.
Calm down. I don't particularly like to hire women that are close enough in age to me that there could be a thing. Look, dude, I'm the boss. I'm dressed nice. I'm taking control of every situation. We have over 200 employees. Nah, bro.
I don't know what's happened over the last couple of generations, but men don't help women. They don't offer to hold doors and things of that nature. And part of that obviously is because radical feminists, have said, if you hold the door for me, you're implying that I'm weak. So it's not like it's just the fault of men.
Do you ever fear about looking like a Karen, or do you think you ever overreact?
I literally wear a shirt that says Proud Karen to the airport.
Really?
I sell them.
Oh, so you go in there ready.
I let people know, it's not the whole concept of is people calling you a Karen is to make you think that what you're doing is not legitimate. You shouldn't be upset about seeing something. So I tell people all the time, I'm the number 1 Karen at an airport. If I see something, I say something.
Something about being at the airport just gets you fired up. It's just a stressful environment.
Experience, and it obviously has been further burdened by COVID policies and all of that nonsense. So, but yeah, I think we just all have to just do better in terms of how people treat each other out in public.
Many male managers and owners are feeling a little bit more tentative when working with and managing their female workers.
Listen to this. A side result, an unintended consequence of the Me Too movement has popped up. Male executives and managers, some are now saying they are afraid to work with and mentor female colleagues in the workplace. So we're trying to find out, is it too hard to see the difference?
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. If you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce only to say these are going to be the rules. If you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? The benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm sorry.
And I'm glad that this is a topic of conversation, right? When it looks like men are not approaching women at work, they're not interacting with women at work. I'm glad you said that, because once again, we can go back to the woman who said, just start with a small risks. Start with, just going up and saying this or saying that. No, I'm not doing that. Y'all forget that y'all are showing men how you act. Modern women are showing men how they behave. It's too much of a risk. There's too many moving parts going on, and I would really rather not. Oh, well, you just gonna let that stop you. You're gonna let this, and that. Think about this. Coconuts in Barbados. If a basketball player is practicing regular court, regular everything, basketball, regular standard league size, goal is 10 feet, and then one day the goal moves down to like 8 feet, or it moves up to, let's say, 11 feet. That's a little bit of adjustment, but I can do it. Even 12, another adjustment, but might be able to do it. What y'all are doing is raising the hoop up 5, 6 feet, and then saying you should be able to shoot it just like you were shooting on a 10-foot goal. Or we're going to change the ball a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit flatter so your handles aren't as precise, and we're going to make the court all wonky. So you dribbling on an uneven surface, all you've practiced, that's pretty much going to go out the window. You have to throw all of that away. We don't want that anymore. Oh, and by the way, the ref, they're more stringent on their calls. So you might hear a few more whistles. And the few more whistles being, oh, I don't like that. You wear flip-flops to the beach as a man? You get iced coffee as a man? That ick list, that's the referee continuing to call the few more calls. Oh, well, I know so many great players. I know so many people who've been able to come on this court and do great things and score a lot of points. Did those players set up the court? Did those players even play? Well, no, they don't play, but in their minds, if they could, they would. That's what you hear from modern women. Well, it should be easy. If I was a man, I would just do this and I would just do that, and I would get so many women. Have you ever been a man? Oh, no, you haven't. How are you going to say what you would do as a man? You and the stuff they come up with, they would fail. They would fail. So when we're going and talking about why men don't interact with women anymore at work, maybe because y'all decided to lie and the risk is too great. Maybe it's because y'all decided to say things that weren't true and left them as that, knowing that they weren't true. And the man had to fight out of that. And so now that the man doesn't really want to talk to you, you get upset. Y'all are digging your own grave. Y'all are doing this to yourselves. And it seems like you don't even realize it. It seems like you don't even care. Modern women say things, they treat men a certain way. And then once again, they go back and say, oh, well, just take a little risk here. Or just take a little risk there. Oh, just try to talk to somebody over here and just try to talk to somebody over there. No. I don't fancy going to jail. I don't fancy being the object of criticism on TikTok. I don't fancy my friends and my family trashing me, roasting me. Hey, have you seen this TikTok? I don't fancy that. I know you probably do because it's not you. I know you're going to get all the support that you need. But no, I don't want to be around anybody that is looking to try to create a competition with me where there is none. That's looking to try to be weird around me when you should just be a normal person. And then maybe we can work together. I'm not looking for that.
50% of male managers are uncomfortable participating in common activities with women due to the same concerns. And a curious finding of the study was that men make up for the loss in this collaboration by just collaborating more with other men, whereas women don't make up for it at all.
But tonight, one retired CEO is speaking out about why he thinks this might end up having the wrong effect on women in the workforce.
Steve, Trisha, well, this new wave of women standing up against sexual misconduct has led to all sorts of changes.
Women promoted extreme slogans such as "Believe all women,"
women, and along with it created a climate of fear where innocent men were unfairly accused and reputations destroyed. And the most notable was the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, where Heard wrote an op-ed alleging that she was a victim of abuse. And it wasn't until 4 years after getting canceled from everything when Depp won the defamation trial for the false allegations.
This is a scandal that came out. This woman falsely accused several young men of doing something to her. These young men tried to delete themselves because it was absolutely a lie. Now, evidence came out recently where she went to the store, bought a hammer, beat herself.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
These young men, if it wasn't for other men coming around and supporting these young men, and just because she was a woman, she was believed, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I actually come from a family that's happened, but I still know several stories of women who have falsely accused, ruined these young men's lives. And guess what? You know what society says after that? That young woman, this is one woman who was finally held accountable because of her lies and destroying their life. But do you know what happened? Those young men, most of them who have been falsely accused, they lose their scholarship, lose their jobs, they lose everything, and then there's nothing that's said. If it goes away and it wasn't true, you never hear accountability. You never hear any woman go to jail for falsely accusing those men.
There needs to be a law.
Yeah, and maybe I was hoping for maybe a big bouquet just right
Excuse
there.
me.
Hi David, you
Sorry,
okay?
am I interrupting something?
No, you're not interrupting anything. What's the problem? You need to book some time off. Let me have a look. You need 3 months off? No problem at all, you sweetheart. Bless you. Of course you can have it off. David, you look really poorly. What's the matter? Oh, bless you, you've got a cold. Of course you can go home. Of course, absolutely. David, do you mind taking on some extra workload? We're not going to be able to finish it.
Sorry, I'm really swamped.
You can't do it. No worries. Absolutely fine. Thank you. Despite being late every day, taking 6 weeks off, and you only completing your work 30% of the time, I think you deserve a promotion. You work so hard. So hard. I'm so happy and proud of you, you know? Thank you. I've got the...
Sorry, excuse me.
What's the problem?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, you are interrupting something, so... You need a day off. Okay, let me have a look. We've got a month where nobody is taking any time off, but I can't let you have that off.
Oh, well, why not?
I can't guarantee that no one's going to be sick on that day, so unfortunately, no. Jesus, what's the matter with you? You were in a car crash on your way here? Oh, God. I can't give you the day off, sorry. Well, you should have thought about that before getting in a car crash, shouldn't you? How about drive slower next time? Here, I need you to get that done by lunchtime.
I've got 2 things to do.
Not my problem. Your organisation is not my issue, so get it done, please. So, despite being on time all the time, you're always present in the moment, you complete your work to the fullest extent, and you are seemingly a hard worker, I'm not going to be able to offer you the promotion at the moment. Sorry. It's not really fair to anyone else that someone like you gets a promotion, the others don't. Work a bit harder. Sorry.
Okay, I am really on a roll talking about these hiring managers who are partly to blame for why everyone is experiencing a labor shortage. And I think I want to add a little nuance to this now. I want to talk about women hiring managers who don't hire other women. We all know that systemically, women were oppressed and largely rejected or barred from participating in the workforce. Generally, we know that, right? However, we also know today that most of the women in companies, most of the people in companies who have the power to make hiring and firing decisions, nowadays, those are women. And I can tell you from the experience of being a woman, those women do not like hiring other women into their organizations. And they specifically do not like hiring younger women into their organizations, and they do not like hiring younger, educated women into their organizations. Ask anyone who is under the age of 35, under the age of 40 even, what they've gone through, especially ask any woman under those ages, what they've gone through in interviews, being interviewed by other women. Disappointing, sad, heartbreaking, tragic. As a sociologist in training with my sociology degree, I've always held the belief that it's other women who are the missing puzzle pieces to misogyny. It's other women who have political power, who have economic, financial power, who have hiring and firing power within organizations, who are still propping up misogyny and the patriarchy. Because it's those women who either don't hire younger, educated women into their organizations, or when they do hire those younger, educated women into their organizations, they do everything in their power to drive them out, from being condescending, from being mean, from being nasty, from refusing to train them properly, from overburdening them with more work than the role or the job requires. It's insane. And before you run into my comments with your musty, dusty, not all women, or how can you claim to be for women's empowerment when you're saying these kinds of things, saying these kinds of things is women's empowerment, because part of empowerment is holding oneself accountable for one's actions. And we need to hold these women hiring managers accountable for their actions. We need to hold them accountable for being mean and nasty to younger women entering the workforce full time. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out talent out of the workforce. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out other women from industries and from entire entities and cause brain drain. We need to hold one another accountable for that, because it's very real and it happens. And you can ask any woman of really any age, and they'll tell you they've experienced some kind of nastiness from another woman, most likely in their organization. And that's so sad, and it needs to stop.
I know I'm not the only one that has experienced this. Some managers take their position way too serious, like to the point where they're taking advantage of the little bit of authority that they have, especially the female managers. This is why you can't put certain females in certain positions that have some type of authority or gives them some kind of say, because all they're gonna do is abuse that authority. That's it. These bitches be clocking in like they fucking FBI agents, acting like they running the whole entire fucking White House. Like, relax. You're not the CEO. You're just the manager for this one ass shift at fucking Target, bitch. It's retail. It was never that serious. They know they have that little bit of power, and they use it to treat people like shit and fucking abuse it instead of actually leading. Half of the time it's not even about the work. It's all about feeding their whack ass, lonely ass fucking egos. At the end of the day, some managers do not manage. They just take advantage and abuse the little bit of authority they have and try to dress it up as leadership. Like, no, you're being a bitch all because you feel like you can be a bitch. And this is why a lot of managers be getting beat the fuck up and dragged through the whole fucking McDonald's store, through the whole motherfucking Marshall store. Cause you're doing too much, bitch. Talk to your kids like that and treat them like that. Not me. I'm a grown ass woman and I'm only here for 8 hours. You better watch it, ho.
Are companies unwilling to hire women? Ooh, great question. I'm at the age of getting engaged, and I've heard people say, like, don't show your ring on calls. God forbid you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant. I hate the answer I'm going to give you because it's so sad. Go for it. Yes. Talking about getting engaged. Congrats. Thanks. It'll be like, oh, but she's going to go on a honeymoon, and then she's going to get married, and then she's probably going to have babies and then not be here. There is a sad reality where we're still dealing with this, where it's almost like, well, maybe take your engagement ring off before you go to an interview. I hate that those words are even coming out of my mouth. With my second pregnancy, I didn't want anyone to know. I was like, they're going to think I'm not committed. There's like this very frustrating stigma that I'm not going to be connected or committed or great at my job. And this time around, like this current pregnancy, I've like trying to show, hey, you're capable of doing more than one thing at a time. And I am trying to be proud of it and show it. And I found that like being authentic and vulnerable has actually opened up a broader, better client pool for me. And the people who don't like it are probably not the people I want to be working with anyway.
The one thing I was not prepared for in the workforce was to have older women just hate me for existing. We'll talk about older men. That's like a different line here, but older women hated me for no reason. We can talk about the narcissistic men on a different time. I'm going to tell you a story about my first full-time job. So I worked for a company that sold medical equipment, and I was in sales and marketing. And we all kind of had different bosses, and we all had, it was like kind of like, I don't know, little groups. And so my boss was under this one. My boss was an older lady, maybe in her 60s, and she had worked at this company for 20 years. We all had different shifts. So like I could come in at 6 a.m. and leave at 3 p.m. And that's what I did. So I came in at 6 a.m. and then she would come in at like a normal time, 8 a.m. And every day she'd come in, she would ask only me what I was doing. So, you know, there's a whole team of like, I don't know, 15 of us. She would say, Chrissy, what have you done? Then she would log into the back end of my computer to see what I had been doing that day. And the thing is, I didn't really realize that I was being like singled out. You know, she got mad at me for taking a lot of water breaks. I was also competing in CrossFit, so like I peed a lot, you know, I get that. So I was naive and I went to HR and I was like, hey, I just don't think she's treating me fairly. She's like treating me different than everyone else. Now, this company also had someone that was on FMLA leave and also was just finished a lawsuit from someone not getting their proper lunch breaks. So I'm assuming they were like really fearful of a lawsuit. I was freshly 21. I don't even that didn't even come into my brain. Okay. So I just went to them because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. And I was like, hey, I just think she's like picking on me and I don't really understand it. And it got to a point where like she would call me out in front of everyone. She would talk down to me. But the thing is, like, my accounts were happy. I was hitting goals. I was doing okay. It's just that I could do the job in less time than everyone else, which is what I learned. Anyways, they ended up firing her. I told them not to fire her. I was like, I'll quit. But no, they fired her.
A third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Women need to start making the first move. If anyone wants to be in a relationship, that's absolutely what has to happen. It just has to happen. Guys, in the comments, back me up on this. We have told men for years that their masculinity is toxic. Some men, as they got interested in dating, that's literally all they know, is to stay away from women, is to not bother them, and definitely don't approach them. So there is nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. That shows confidence. And you know what? I don't even know if this stat is true. I didn't do much research into this, but I did see that 86% of women who make the first move end up married. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't even care if that's not even a true statistic. Hell, let's run with that. But guys, back me up in the comments. Say, yeah, you would love that. Or women say, yeah, I made the first move and I'm now engaged, married, whatever. I'm telling you, that's just the way it's got to be. You don't have to like it. I mean, I'm sure guys didn't like when they were being called, when their masculinity, when their whole being was called toxic. They didn't like that. So start making the first move. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like having to make the first move. You could still have a traditional relationship after that. This is just getting you in a damn relationship. And as far as, not liking things, I do things every day that I don't like to do, but it makes me a better person, gets me to my goals. So these are just facts, okay? Women, make the first move.
When men say they're done with dating, that doesn't mean they're done with relationships. It doesn't mean they're giving up on starting families. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means they're done with dating, okay? And I think a lot of them have a hard time verbalizing this, so that's what I'm going to try to do in this video. Now, there's a little bit of an unwritten rule that men are starting to understand about dating, and you've probably heard people say this in the past. If not, you're going to hear it now, but the only winning move is to not play. In regards to dating, the only winning move is to not play. That's what men are starting to realize. Again, like I said, relationships are fine. Families, fine. Dating, not good. Let me explain why. And this is the part that a lot of people have a hard time verbalizing. This is the dating experience for a man who's actually dating. It could be with your wife, it could be with your girlfriend, it could be a woman that you just met, somebody on Tinder that you're taking out on a first date, whatever. Typically, you have to find a nice little venue to go to. You might just go to dinner, but typically you want to go out and have a good time. So you find a nice venue with good music that you like. You pick her up, you drive to the venue, you park, you pay her $10 to park or whatever, and then you walk to the front door and you wait in line. It's not the greatest experience, but you do what you have to do. Then finally you get to the door. And when you get to the door, there's some 7-foot monster roided up standing there, and he looks at your girl and he says, "You're good." And he throws her a compliment, compliments her looks a little bit. "You're good, looking good tonight, you can go in." And then he looks at you, the man, and he says, "That'll be $20 for you, dirtbag." Maybe it's not that harsh. Sometimes it's not that harsh. Sometimes it's even more harsh than that. But I'm not talking about the words here. It's the action. And the action is she gets in free, and the man has to pay $20 to get in, $25, sometimes higher, to get in. Now, everybody knows this is true. They have ladies' night and, things like this happen. And we've just grown to expect it. This is the norm. But every man knows
when he's at the front door and his girl can go in for free and he just has this cuckening moment, you know, this humiliating moment where it's like, she can go in, but I'm so unwanted here that I have to pay. And that's the way the system is set up. That's the way the dating market is set up. Men are not wanted there. Okay, just like this venue. Why do they have this set up? Because women are wanted there. Men are not wanted there. So they put a paywall there to prevent at least broke men from coming in. And by the way, they don't want alphas in there. They don't want charismatic chads in there. They don't want pickup artists in there. No, they want guys in there that will spend their money, guys that will fork out their cash. So they want a bunch of women. They'll fill the place to maximum capacity with women, and they'll let a few guys in, you know, a few suckers in to come in and blow all their money. And men finally started to wake up. You know, they finally started to understand that they go out there and they're not wanted. It has literally nothing to do with women. Okay, it's not all these people that are trying to make it a man versus woman thing. That's stupid.
Do you want to know your hint to go up to a girl? Eye contact. If they're just looking at you, they want you to come up to them.
I'm
just
taking
like
mental notes.
And this is my hint. I literally kept going like this. And we made eye contact, I swear to you, like maybe 8-9 times. So that was my hint, like come up to me, like I'm obviously think you're cute or something, right? Did not come up to me, and I was So like, basically all right, read her kinda mind. bummed. Yeah, that's kind of what I was That's saying. a note. I get back home, I wake up the next day, I get a DM. Hey, saw you at the Steve Madden event, you're really cute. I open it, it was the pink shirt guy. I was like, why didn't you come up to me, like at the actual thing?
Guys are scared nowadays.
Guys are so scared.
55% of men find themselves scared to approach women for the fear of being labeled creepy. And on the other end, 77% of women say they want a man to approach them. Women want the power of a man, the privilege of a woman, and the accountability of a child. In their mind, they can demand respect rather than earning it. When faced with reality, these women come to understand that they cannot shape the world according to their desire.
You know, the Chads and Tyrones, it's not going to matter to them because they don't really come there to spend no money. They really honestly and truly come there to get digits, hit you up for a little bit later at 2 o'clock in the morning, which you say that you don't want, get some cheeks, and go back to the gym the next day. That's what they're looking for. They get the simps, and I would even say not just the simps. They get the men that are actually coming in there trying to do the women right, pay for a drink. And you say, oh, well, you know, I wasn't planning on talking to him anyway. And then you turn right back around and start talking to the Chad and the Tyrone. Why would a man be there? What would he need to be there for? No reason. I'm here to waste my money. I'm here to spend my time and my money on somebody that don't even care about me. Why would I keep on going to places, singles events, clubs, taking you on vacations, approaching you at work, trying to approach you in the bar when you don't even care about me? Y'all be trying to exclude me from everything in the society. Y'all want me to still take care of y'all and protect and provide. That's weird.
A third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. So I've got a question for the men. So my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Women need to start making the first move. If anyone wants to be in a relationship, that's absolutely what has to happen. It just has to happen. Guys in the comments, back me up on this. We have told men for years that their masculinity is toxic. Some men, as they got interested in dating, that's literally all they know, is to stay away from women, is to not bother them, and definitely don't approach them. So there is nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. That shows confidence. And you know what? I don't even know if this stat is true. I didn't do much research into this, but I did see that 86% of women who make the first move end up married. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't even care if that's not even a true statistic. Hell, let's run with that. But guys, back me up in the comments. Say, yeah, you would love that. Or women say, yeah, I made the first move and I'm now engaged, married, whatever. I'm telling you, that's just the way it's got to be. You don't have to like it. I mean, I'm sure guys didn't like when they were being called, when their masculinity, when their whole being was called toxic. They didn't like that. So start making the first move. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like having to make the first move. You could still have a traditional relationship after that. This is just getting you in a damn relationship. And as far as, not liking things, I do things every day that I don't like to do, but it makes me a better person, gets me to my goals. So these are just facts, okay? Women, make the first move.
When men say they're done with dating, that doesn't mean they're done with relationships. It doesn't mean they're giving up on starting families. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means they're done with dating, okay? And I think a lot of them have a hard time verbalizing this, so that's what I'm going to try to do in this video. Now, there's a little bit of an unwritten rule that men are starting to understand about dating, and you've probably heard people say this in the past. If not, you're going to hear it now, but the only winning move is to not play. In regards to dating, the only winning move is to not play. That's what men are starting to realize. Again, like I said, relationships are fine. Families, fine. Dating, not good. Let me explain why. And this is the part that a lot of people have a hard time verbalizing. This is the dating experience for a man who's actually dating. It could be with your wife, it could be with your girlfriend, it could be a woman that you just met, somebody on Tinder that you're taking out on a first date, whatever. Typically, you have to find a nice little venue to go to. You might just go to dinner, but typically you want to go out and have a good time. So you find a nice venue with good music that you like. You pick her up, you drive to the venue, you park, you pay her $10 to park or whatever, and then you walk to the front door and you wait in line. It's not the greatest experience, but you do what you have to do. Then finally you get to the door. And when you get to the door, there's some 7-foot monster roided up standing there, and he looks at your girl and he says, "You're good," and he throws her a compliment, compliments her looks a little bit. "You're good, looking good tonight, you can go in." And then he looks at you, the man, and he says, "That'll be $20 for you, dirtbag." Maybe it's not that harsh. Sometimes it's not that harsh, sometimes it's even more harsh than that. But I'm not talking about the words here. It's the action. And the action is she gets in free, and the man has to pay $20 to get in, $25, sometimes higher, to get in. Now, everybody knows this is true. They have ladies' night and, things like this happen. And we've just grown to expect it. This is the norm. But every man knows when he's at the front door and his girl can go in for free, and he just has this cuckoning moment, this humiliating moment where it's like, she can go in, but I'm so unwanted here that I have to pay. And that's the way the system is set up. That's the way the dating market is set up. Men are not wanted there. Okay, just like this venue. Why do they have this set up? Because women are wanted there. Men are not wanted there. So they put a paywall there to prevent at least broke men from coming in. And by the way, they don't want alphas in there. They don't want charismatic chads in there. They don't want pickup artists in there. No, they want guys in there that will spend their money, guys that will fork out their cash. So they want a bunch of women. They'll fill the place to maximum capacity with women, and they'll let a few guys in, a few suckers in to come in and blow all their money. And men finally started to wake up. They finally started to understand that they go out there and they're not wanted. It has literally nothing to do with women. Okay, it's not all these people that are trying to make it a man versus woman thing. That's stupid.
Do you want to know your hint to go up to a girl? Eye contact. If they're just looking at you, they want you to come up to them.
I'm
Just
taking mental notes.
And this is my hint. I literally kept going like this. And we made eye contact, I swear to you, like maybe 8-9 times. So that was my hint, like come up to me, like I'm obviously think you're cute or something, right? Did not come up to me, and I was like,
basically
all right,
read her
kinda
mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
That's a note.
I get back home, I wake up the next day, I get a DM. Hey, saw you at the Steve Madden event. You're really cute. I open it. It was the pink shirt guy. I was like, why didn't you come up to me like at the actual thing?
Guys are scared nowadays.
Guys are so scared.
55% of men find themselves scared to approach women for the fear of being labeled creepy. And on the other end, 77% of women say they want a man to approach them. Women want the power of a man, the privilege of a woman, and the accountability of a child. In their mind, they can demand respect rather than earning it. When faced with reality, these women come to understand that they cannot shape the world according to their desire.
Day 1 of the Panhandle series of a bad bitch panhandler. Yeah, I just made it to the gas station. Damn. Okay. I gotta get my tears. Oh, let me hurry up. Oh, I hope he is not gonna pull out. Let me hurry up and get my tears together, G. Oh, my mom, watch this. Let me hurry up. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to have like $5 or $10? Because somebody stole my wallet last night at the club.
At the club?
Yes, I was at the club and I was dancing and they took my wallet. He gave me $20, y'all, so I got 20 so far. Okay. I think I'm probably gonna sit up here probably for like 30 more minutes. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna see who.
All this is really telling us is that men aren't as terrible as y'all like to say that they are. The fact of the matter is, when y'all call a man to give you money straight up, then he's not going to give it to you because he knows that you're full of BS. Well, I want you to give me money to pay for my nails or for my rent. But if you were to come up to a man and try to manipulate him, like you're doing now, and he says, oh man, I see somebody in need. I know if I was in need, then I would want somebody to help me. This is not a good look. This, I hope you're not thinking this is a flex. I don't know what you would think this is, but it's ignorant.
Like I was dancing and I had like my purse and then I guess I got too drunk and I set my purse like on the couch, but I was still dancing and they went inside. No, you know how you just in the club, like I wasn't stripping, I was just like, could you help me out with like $10? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Could we be friends? Okay, what's your number? I took you down.
Damn, you ain't call the phone right there. Oh, you don't want to.
I am gonna call you. I'm gonna call you now. I'm gonna see if you're gonna give me more than $5 like you said.
You need more than $5.
Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. I had lost my wallet. Do you happen to have like $5 on you?
What you need, gas?
No, I was trying to like cause I was gonna try to get a new ID, but cause I lost my wallet.
You got cash out?
Yeah.
I'll cash out to you.
Okay, thank you. So me being fine paid off?
Yeah, man, that always paid off. You think you was ugly, somebody help you out? Hell no. They be like, nah, I ain't got it.
This is day 2 of the Panhandle series of a bad bitch panhandling. And let me just say this, cause I'm steady seeing you hoes in the comments. You same bitches that panhandle up on them EBT applications, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? We all panhandle in our own type of ways, bitch. Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if you could help me out with like $5 because I lost my wallet.
$5? That's a lot. You ain't hot, right?
Oh, $5 a lot? I'm sorry. It's okay. Never mind. $5. Boy, get your cheap ass on. He only gave me $5 fucking dollars. Like, he just pissed me off. I'm gonna get me some pizza. Good. I got my pizza. Oh, this boy, he's gonna give me some money. Thank you. I had lost my wallet, and yeah, that's why I keep walking up down the street, but everybody keeps saying they can't find it.
Ain't nobody gonna give it to you, man.
You got like $20? You do? Thank you. I got $20, okay. So far, I have $85 in cash, 20, 40, 60, 85. I got $85 in cash and $18 on my Cash App because Cash App took a fucking fee when the dude took $20 with their ugly ass. So yeah, so that's $105. I pretty much took a break because panhandling is a lot, okay? It's a lot.
Mind you, she's been out here multiple days at this point, wasting her time and energy. You could be at home trying to figure out how to do something positive, trying to figure out how to sow into your community and the people around you in a positive manner, like y'all continue to tell us about. Getting involved in social activities and hobbies. But this apparently is one of your hobbies.
Day 3 of a bad bitch panhandling. I already put my tears on. You call me? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I lost my wallet. Yeah. I don't know. I came from here, then I was at Walmart. So I'm just trying to retrace my steps, but I don't think I'm gonna find it.
Saw the number?
Yep, I got a 305, right?
Damn, bro. I know you too crazy to be bullshit.
What, to be lying about my wallet?
Yeah.
Why would I lie about my wallet?
You too crazy for that shit. I believe you.
You think I will lie?
These people crazy nowadays.
For real?
Yeah, man, these people don't play. They lie
I'm
when
not
they
finna
want.
lie about my wallet. Thank you. Yeah, because they got an ID spot over there, don't they? Yeah, that's why I was going to try to go up there. You must like me, Papi. You walk up to me.
You like?
Yeah, you like. You like me, Papi? Oh, really? Ay, 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 Papi. I lost my wallet. I need $5. I lost my wallet, Papi. Yeah. Yeah.
¿Dónde?
I lost your wallet.
Oh, unas horas.
You have $5? Okay. Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to have like $5 on you? Cause I lost my wallet. Yeah. Thank you. He had took my wallet. You got like $5 by chance? A couple dollars? Cause I was out last night. And I guess I was too drunk and somebody went in my purse and took my fucking wallet. And when I woke up this morning, I noticed that my wallet was fucking missing. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I just moved down here from Illinois. Excuse me, you mind if I ask you a question? I said, can I ask you a question? I'm not trying to this is unusual for me, but I had lost my wallet. You got like $5?
And yet again, for some reason, you still can't figure out how to leave people alone. At this point, it really is comical. They're going to want a man to take care of them, to respect them. But out here, begging people for money knowing that you don't need it. Some of those folks might not even have it to give. But I see somebody less fortunate than me. Maybe I can go to work and make it back. I really don't have it like that, but I don't want somebody else to go without and then something bad happen to them and have that on my conscience. That's what you're playing on right there. That's what you're manipulating right there.